Hi, this is Dietitian Care with Amarachi. Today I'm going to be discussing about animal protein versus plant protein, or complete protein versus incomplete protein. Animal protein are those protein we get from animal sources like poultry, meat, milk, egg and fish, or even cheese. While plant protein are those protein we get from plant sources like beans, all sorts of beans. Like I showed in my previous video, I showed so many varieties of beans, or cowpea, or Bambara nuts, or African yam bean, your rice and other cereal grains. You get plant protein from these sources. Animal protein are referred as protein of high biological value or high quality protein because they are complete. They have all the essential amino acids that the body cannot make and the body cannot do without them. The body can only get them from our food. Then the plant sources are referred as low quality protein because they are incomplete. They lack at least one essential amino acid. That is why they are referred as incomplete protein or low quality protein. Okay, as I discussed in my previous video, I showed us so many varieties of beans. We don't get this protein only from beans. There are protein in your rice, your maize, your oats, your wheat and other cereal grains, but the problem with them are that their protein are not complete, and if they are not complete, the body cannot make use of this protein in this food for its function, like the structural functions, the immune functions, the water balance in the body and other functions that protein does in our body. That is why it is very essential that our protein are complete. So when you have something like beans or cowpea, it is not a complete protein, so you will bring another food to complement it. Naturally, foods from legumes like beans lack an essential amino acid known as methionine, while cereals or cereal grains like rice, corn and others, they lack an essential amino acid known as lysine. So when you bring these two foods together, for example, as we commonly do, we cook rice and beans together. When you cook rice and beans together, you are complementing them. So the lysine that is lacking in the rice is found in the beans, and the methionine lacking in the beans is found in the rice. At the end of the day, after the food is eaten, the protein content of the food is complete and the body can use it for its function. So it's not always good that you eat only your beans or only rice, but when you bring them together, even if you don't cook them together or you don't eat them at the same time, even if you cook them differently, you can eat them within the space of one day. That same day the body will still utilize this protein in the food. So I'm going to show us the common foods we have and the one containing the high protein, the complete protein, and the ones containing the incomplete protein. Another one important thing I want to show us here is our common crayfish. Do you know that crayfish has a high quality protein? The protein in crayfish is complete. So if there is no rice or corn or any other thing to add to your beans, adding crayfish to the beans will make the protein in the food to be complete, because the protein in crayfish is a complete protein. It is a protein of high biological value and a protein of high quality. So if you don't have meat, you don't have money to buy meat or egg or chicken, adding crayfish makes a lot of difference. There is another thing here, people don't normally use it, but it's also a fish. This fish is very cheap in the market, but people don't normally like it. I don't know why. They see it as is not something they should eat. But I tell you that this is fish, and it has a protein of high biological value, a protein of high quality, a complete protein. So when you add it to your food, be it the cereal grain, be it your legumes like the beans, cowpea and other legumes, it makes the protein content of this food to be complete. When you are cooking your beans, if you cook your beans, you can cook it together with rice if you so prefer, or you can cook them separately. Even if you don't want to eat them at the same time, you can eat them at different times, but the same day, within the same day, the body will still get the complete protein from these different food sources. Okay, we can combine our beans with our pap. Here is pap. Pap is made from maize and other cereals. For example, this one here, I made it from 3 different cereal grains. Okay, or you can make from only one or more as you prefer. When you eat it together with beans, it completes the protein that is lacking in the beans. Okay, when you eat it together with something like cowpea, Bambara nuts, which we usually use in making okpa. We know okpa is very popular. It's a very popular snack for some people. When you eat it together with your pap, you are complementing them, making the protein content of these 2 foods to be complete. Another thing here is, okay, our normal rice. We know rice and beans going together, so they always complement each other. It's a very common combination for people. Why some people don't like combining them, fine. If you don't like combining them together, you can eat them differently, but let it be within the same day so that the body can get the complete protein for its structural, for its immune and body boosting functions and other functions that protein does for us. All right, so there is another cereal grain I have here. This is oat. It's not very popular, but I have it here. It's not a complete protein. The protein content of this oat is not complete, so you need to complement with a leguminous plant or food to make the protein content of this oat to be complete. This is oat. It's a cereal grain, and the protein content of this oat is not complete. So when you complement it with a leguminous food source, it makes the protein content of this oat to be complete. I also have another cereal grain here. That is wheat. Wheat is very popular with us. It's also a cereal grain and has a protein of low biological value. So it is always good to complement it with a leguminous food source, like when you eat it with any food that is a legume. You know them, I've mentioned them before. It makes the protein content of this wheat to be complete. Okay, there's another legume here I've showed us in my previous video. This is cowpea. We have 2 varieties. We have the brown and the black. This is the black akidi is also known as akidi in Igbo language. Cowpea. Okay, so it's very important to complement our food, especially when we are getting our protein from plant sources. Okay, but if it is something like fish, meat, egg, chicken or milk, they are complete protein. They are complete within themselves because they contain all the 9 essential amino acids that the body cannot make by itself, but can only get it from our food, the food we eat. That is why our food is very, very important, because the function protein does in our body is very, very vital. Always complement your food with other food sources, like bringing the beans and rice together, or beans and corn, or any other cereal grain to make the protein content of this food to be complete. Like us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is also Dietitian Care. Anytime we upload a new video, you will see it and get more information about your nutrition. Thank you for watching. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Dietitian Care. And if you have any questions, kindly put them in the comment section and I will answer them.